Welcome to Reread. We are back to Tales from Jabba's Palace. 5 more stories here. First one is called Of the Day's Annoyances. This is one of my favorite ones. It's on Bib Fortuna, and he does this little thing where he counts the annoyances of the day. And his number one thing is that Jabba's still alive. Yes, he, like everyone in Jabba's palace, wants to kill Jabba. By the way, it seems like Jabba, there was no way he was going to make it out of that sail barge alive. You know, he wasn't coming back alive. There were so many death threats against him. Someone was going to kill him, or so we think. But when everything goes according to plan, well, Luke and his friends killed him. Bib Fortuna comes back. He had to deal with the Bamor monks to take over the palace. He's been kind of being nice to them so that when it does happen, the transfer of power will be complete to him. And of course, it turns out that the Bamor monks betray him and basically take his brain and put it in a jar. Now, before that, they do talk about his brother, Nat, who was also put in a jar, and the whole time Bib Fortuna was talking to him. Well, now Nat is kind of helping him get used to his new Bamor monk spider body. And even though, you know, Bib Fortuna has found ways to, you know, keep in touch with all his secret fortunes he's hid from Jabba, you know, he's plotting for one day he and his brother to escape the Bamor monk temple and get clone bodies and get back into their real body. But he goes, of the day's annoyances, these, you know, like he can't pick up a spoon right now in his mechanical body. And it's just a lot of fun. Now, this wouldn't be the end of Bib Fortuna's story, and I can't wait to read that part too. But moving on, I want to talk about the next one called The Great God Quay. Basically, this is about some Quay, whatever. They follow the Quay, is what Quay means. What is the Quay? Well, it is a magic 8-ball. Basically, it's a plastic sphere, I think is what they said, that they move it around and get the answer. And the answer's always those magic 8-ball answers. So they're trying to figure out a murder. Who did the murder? They go in alphabetical order. Does it start with an A? No. Does it start with a B? Maybe. Oh, let's ask again. Or it says, ask me again later. It goes, okay, now let's ask again. Does it start with an A? You know. And so they follow this thing all the way where they think they uncover a plot. So there's a bomb on the sail barge, which there actually is, but that's not what kills them all. But as one of the Quay is escaping with the Quay, the whole barge blows up, and as he's blowing up, the explosion is carrying the Quay up into the sky, and he sees the Quay ascending up into the heavens as he dies. You know, he thinks that the Quay is alive, you know, and everything. It's silly, but it is a fun one. The next one is A Bad Feeling, another really good one here. EV-99 terrorized Cloud City. He kills some security droids. There's one security droid left, and he wants revenge. And Lando goes, no, don't kill him, capture him. You know, this is back when Lando ran Cloud City. Well, EV-99 escapes, and they can't get him. Well, years later, he's in Jabba's palace having a good time, and he realizes when he assigns 3PO as the new translator, because they need a new translator. The last one made a terrible mistake translating something, and Jabba killed him because he accidentally insulted Jabba. And then the next one, he goes, well, you know what? You're an R2 unit. I have use of an R2 unit. I need to get them on a sail barge, so you're going to be on the master sail barge serving drinks. And suddenly R2's happy and rolls away like he wanted to be on that. And then EV-99 is thinking, something's up here. And he kind of goes through his memory banks like, why did the translation droid just suddenly mess up? And someone ripped the wires out of that, I can't remember what it was, an R4 droid. He went, so they sabotaged it. He went, wait, is this a setup? And then he starts running down the list of people who've been new in the palace lately. And he stops on one image, blows it up, and yes, it is Lando in disguise. But he immediately, immediately recognizes Lando and is like, oh, he's out to get me. You know, she has these paranoid circuits and these pain circuits, and of course she tortures droids when she kills them too. And so she thinks Lando is finally tracking me. He's tracked me down from Cloud City, and he's gonna get me. I've got to escape. So she moves to escape, but gets caught, and she thinks it's Lando. She's like, okay, Lando, you got me. How did you know I was here? And it's not Lando. It's the lone security droid who she killed off all of his family of droids, I guess. And so he goes, Lando doesn't even know you're here. You know, he's not even here for you. He's here for someone else. He said, I'm here for you. And as he's about to kill EV-99, she's like, okay, this is great. You know, I still have my pain receptors. At least I get to feel my death. But what he does, as she's waiting to die, he reaches over and gets her pain chip, pulls it out of her bank. So now that she can't feel the pain and she just can't feel anything as she's slowly being dismembered. I think he saw like shooting her arms, shooting her legs, you know, basically just torturing her. Kind of sick when you think about something's wrong with that droid. Maybe they should do something and follow up on the security droid, make sure he's all right. He's like a traffic droid, excuse me. He's a traffic droid, not a security droid. But it's actually a pretty good story. I really enjoyed it. EV-99 is kind of upset that Lando wasn't out to get her because she thought she was like the #1 enemy to a lot of people. I guess she thought it was cool that she was on the run. Anyway, a really good one. The next one is a free Quarron in the palace. Basically, it's on Tessic the Quarin there. He wants to betray Jabba, and he is on the sail barge. He sees Leia choking Jabba, and he decides to do nothing. In fact, he doesn't even decide to help Leia either. And somehow he escapes. And I don't really know, I guess there's like a skiff that he takes over from Jabba's party and escapes on that. It doesn't look like anyone escaped that sail barge. But, of course, Max Rebo, Sice Noodles, Droopy McCool did, and now Tessic did too. He takes the skiff into Jabba's palace, opens up, gets ready to, you know, he's going to take over now he's going to be the new ruler. He's going to take Jabba's place. And, of course, the brain spiders come for him too. So, that's awesome. I like this theme now. It's getting kind of dark that these brain spiders are everywhere taking over. And the last one I want to talk about is a short one called Tongue Tied. Basically, it's Bobo. He is the toad at the beginning. You know, he's outside Jabba's palace eating flies. Somehow he's a person now. He hates Riyis, you know, the three-eyed alien. He hates him. And he basically, Reese thought he had a detonator to blow Jabba up with, but later on we found out that detonator was a dud because the trigger switch for it, Bubo ate it, or whatever his name is. And Bubo wants Jabba dead too. And he's friendly with the monks. So the monks, after Jabba dies, make him a brain spider too, and he's really happy because his jar's in a brain now. I mean, okay, that was really weird. Who looked at that one and said, that's who I want to talk about, Bubo, the frog dog, or whatever they call him. Anyway, other than that, still good stories. But wait, I got 5 more next time.